I'm back. I'm back on console. I'm back to World War II. We've dropped from being at 1700 to over 4,000 on the leaderboard. And I've dipped back below 1 million armory credits, picking up a couple things I missed while I was gone. No worries, we'll get that again. I'm level 937, as I was when I left in October. I'm back in World War II because I have a job to do. I made a promise a long time ago, and I keep my promises.
A bomb's been planted on our ammo supply!
Nothing like a good training montage to skip over days upon days of grinding. I'll check out the stats later. But here we are. Many of you weren't even watching back when I made the promise that I would one day return to finish out World War II, and this is coming out of the blue. But either way, a promise kept. I've hit level 1000 in World War II. The only game I've ever done that for, and maybe the only one I ever will. For some people, I get that may not be a big deal. I'm not special. Thousands of people hit the max level every year. But it's not something I thought I would ever do personally, to keep playing one COD game for so long after everything has been earned, all the weapons, the camos, the reticles even. To put the amount of XP in perspective, 25 of the Master Prestige levels is about the same as a full Prestige from level 1 to 55, so being level 1000 is roughly like being Prestige 50. It's a far cry from Prestige 10, which is an accomplishment in itself. So why on earth did I do that? It isn't like World War II is my favorite COD, not even in the top 3. There was no single thing about it, but there was a lot that kept me engaged. The orders and contracts, the events were good, DLC that I actually cared about because of the new war operations, my own checklist of reticle challenges encouraging me to go through and use all the DLC weapons, the addition of Chrome Tiger, and the midlife revitalization of the game was a very big part of it as well. The Commando Division plus the Blitzkrieg basic training, along with Shipment 24/7 never going away, all combined to make XP grinding very satisfying and a very relaxing activity. No mental energy is required to play Shipment. You don't even have to press down on the stick to be running around all the time. And when I was finally starting to get tired of it all, only logging on for a contract here or there to save up drops for the next event, I found I was on the cusp of hitting some really cool goals that made me want to keep going. The first being the reticle mastery and having a video about that, then the 1 million armory credits before Black Ops 4 came out. Thought that'd be a hilarious video to make, so it was fun to keep playing with that goal in mind. And then completing that got me within reach of level 1000, and I wanted to keep pressing for that. I ran out of time before BO4, but knew I'd come back one day. By the way, sorry about any glitchy pausing you might see in the recordings. I wasn't able to fix that problem. It was something to do with the Elgato. Nothing I did with new cables or software helped. It might not be getting enough power from a new motherboard, something like that. Thankfully, I don't need to fix it now. After all, it's being retired. I don't see any reason that I'd come back to console now. Especially with crossplay becoming more widespread, I don't have to worry about leaving anyone behind. So that's something I can talk about. How was the experience coming back to the game and to PS4? I thought it might be rough, that I'd be rusty after a year of no controller, and maybe the only people left playing World War II were gonna be gods at the game, but not at all. I will say the lower FOV hit me like a ton of bricks, and everything felt very sluggish at first, but within 15 minutes it was like I never left. I guess you don't forget 10 years of playing on a controller after taking an 8-month break. And if anything, it was easier than ever. I was doing much better than when I left, and I know I didn't get better, so I think it was partly lower competition. Like one TDM V2 game I'll show, it really looks like I'm playing against bots. That game was an exception though. I think the main thing making it easier was I finally allowed myself to just use all the OP shit. Back in the day, all the way to the end, I was earning reticle challenges with a bunch of mediocre DLC guns, thousands of kills with stuff like the Type 5, and I thought I might get right back into doing more reticles, but that time has passed. So you'll notice I'm using the Lewis a lot. This class right here. That, and I had some fun with the Escalation M30. I only went outside of those to do a contract or two. I was here to maximize XP, and it was great. I was going on what felt like effortless streaks. A good sniper will still beat you, or obviously a coordinated team of LMG campers, but that gun is so good on shipment with the Commando Division fast healing, and all the XP you get from multi-kills, all the kill streak XP you get from Blitzkrieg. Juicy stuff. And the easy streaks were super helpful for ranking up, since the best possible XP in the game comes from going on kill streaks above 30, since every single kill will award the 30 plus unstoppable medals worth 1000 XP each. I had a few great games where I got over an entire level of XP, like one with a 59 kill streak, so I had fun revisiting the game. Well, for the first while at least. The grind was a bit long, it wasn't all fun, and sadly I never got to use any double XP. Even though a couple weeks ago they said it would be coming, I thought maybe the days of summer weekend after the new weapons. Nope, but the excitement to get to the end and be done once and for all was more than enough to keep going. So I'll take one last look at this account then, and some stats from this recent grind. It took an extra 27 hours to finish it off, done over the course of a week and a half. We started at level 937, 1.61 KD. I was expecting that to go down going into this, but if I just add up the kills and deaths from the past couple weeks, my KD was 2.58. We ended with an epic gamer score per minute of 420 and at exactly 100,000 kills, which is nuts because I did not try to line that up at all until the very last game when it looked like it was going to work out. I went in knowing I needed 70 more kills. I was trying to get assists and cap flags to get XP in that way. I hit level 1000 on 67 kills, so I got 3 more and waited out the game to finish at 100,000. Things just line up for me sometimes, like how in MWR, I believe I unlocked the Exclusion Zone camo in the same game that I hit the end of Prestige 20. The thing is, though, with the 100k, that doesn't include war kills, and if we take a look at that, I actually have 145,000 something kills total. So that's a thing, but it's really about how cool it looks on the stat page. After that, I did hop back in to play some war, so I didn't mess up that number, and to hit the end of the level 1000, because I wasn't sure if the XP kept looping around, or if it hit a cap and stopped completely. Turns out it does hit a cap, and I can no longer gain XP, so I'm glad I checked that and hit the true maximum rank before leaving. We did get back below 4,000 on the leaderboard. We ended around 3,500. Pretty neat, I suppose. I knew I wouldn't get anywhere near where I was before. I've given people plenty of time to pass me by. Quick look at the combat record. No kidding, the Lewis is at the top now with over 10,000 kills, but I have 2,000 to 4,000 on just about everything. We mixed it up back in the day. Commando, yep, amazing division, much better KD than the other divisions, no surprise there. I don't know how interesting looking at the tacticals and the lethals are, and the kill streak usage. I may as well run through it since this PS Plus is going to run out, and I may never log in here again. At one point, I had every variant in the base game collected, and all the DLC heroics. I was very efficient in saving up drops for events. Looks like they've added a few more variants since then. That's fine, somehow I don't feel any need to unlock them. I could open some of these bribes too, but I like my collection of all these drops. World War II was one heck of a ride, and the last loose end is now tied up. So it's time to bid a final farewell to the game and to playing on console. Thankfully crossplay is here to make that not a big deal. So I'll see you all in Modern Warfare. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Yeah.